Okay, so I hope you guys can see this. All right. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm going to try this. PG. I don't want you guys to see my underwear. Oh, okay. I don't know how long that was. It's probably like 2 seconds, but woo! What's going on, family? How is everybody doing today? Aaron Dante here, and oh my God, that ice bath. I mean, there's people who get into like a whole bath, and maybe I will try that later on. Maybe, when I'm in the Philippines or somewhere, maybe I'll try that, especially those hot and humid places. But man, I kind of see why people first thing in the morning, they do that. I mean, have you guys seen other content creators or seen people do that, or do you do that? Answer. Let me know in the comments if you do this ice bath thing. Your face ice bath. So I'm assuming it helps the skin. So, whew, man, I'm ready to go though, man. I'll tell you one thing I will say, it does get you fired up and ready to go. So how's everybody doing today? Listen, man, like I said, I'm ready to go. But listen, guys, thank you so much for the views that you guys have supported my videos. I mean, I released a video like 5 days ago. I got 9,000 views. I've increased my the subscribers by, I think it's like 800. Guys, thank you so much. Now listen, this video is named Why I'm Leaving the United States. Now, all you guys know, I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I was born and raised here. From a child to where I'm at, I've been a Bay Area guy. And a lot of you probably think I'm leaving for like what's going on over here in the United States. All the turmoil with all the politics and everything else. A lot of people say how dangerous it is over here, to be African American or whatever it is. There's just a lot of like negative stuff that you're hearing about, you're reading about that's going on. And a lot of it is true. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to sit up here and be this naysayer that says, oh no, everything's wonderful over here. The life is, life is just grand. No, it is bad. There's a lot of bad things that are happening over here. I will agree 100%. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to run just because of these things that are happening. I have grandchildren here. I have children. I have friends. I have a business. As much as I plan on retiring, I have a business. I love being American. I love the United States. I mean, I do. We got problems. We got major problems. We always have. When they talk about make America great and everything else, when the hell was America great? I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody that on one side or the other, but come on, man. Listen, it's not like that. But I am not leaving, and I'm going to explain to you in a minute why I'm leaving, and that's not the reason why I'm leaving. Okay, I'm getting ready to start this journey. I'm going on a 3-4 months. I'm just going to kind of play it by a year journey outside the United States. And the reason why I'm doing that because it's time for me to retire. Okay, I've worked my butt off. A lot of you guys know this. Some of you don't know this. I used to work at Tesla. I was an executive at Tesla. I started their environmental sustainability group. We were focused on reducing waste globally. So I had a global reach. I worked in China. I have tons and tons and tons of friends in China and work that I've done in China. The Netherlands, wherever Tesla had a reman facility or had anywhere where they were rebuilding the car, because what they do, just to let you know, they ship out a car in parts, to China before they built the factory in China, and then they reassemble it. That way they save in taxes and tariffs and things like that. So anywhere that they generated parts or waste, my team was in charge of. So we oversaw all that. So I had an amazing job, at Tesla. It was the best 4 years and the worst 4 years of my life. I had to work with Elon Musk, and literally every 2 weeks, we would have to do a skip level meeting, meaning my boss, Elon wanted to talk to my boss's subordinates, so anybody that worked for Greg Rykow, shout out to Greg Rykow, we'd have to meet with Elon, and he would drill us. I mean, he literally would drill what you're doing, because what he was trying to do is he's trying to figure out if he wanted to get rid of you, kind of like we was doing at Doge. I mean, that's what it was. But my team, what I did is that we didn't build the car. I was not in charge of the engineering, anything like that. We didn't build the car. What we were responsible for was the byproduct of the car. So we made things more sustainable. So it was easy for me to work with Elon because it was a necessity to have our group. And we did some amazing things. I mean, we certified Tesla's facility, a zero waste certification facility. Shout out again to my team. A lot of my team stayed with me, so they're actually still working with me at Green Earth, at my new company now. But I'm going to tell you, we did some amazing things, and I have had an amazing life, even though it didn't start off that way. My life did not start off, what they say, puppies and cookies, or whatever that saying is, puppy dog tails or whatever. It didn't start off that way. My family, we struggled when I was younger. Mother died, at a young age. My father had to raise three kids on his own. He was a workaholic, and had some issues, had some personal issues. We didn't always have, food, like everybody else. Like I said, my father was never there, and I had a lot of issues between my being dyslexic and learning disabilities. But again, that's another story. Okay. That's a complete another story, which we will talk about. But here's the reason why I'm leaving, the United States. Okay. The reason is that I found my purpose in my 40s. And really was to tell my story. I wanted to take and motivate people through DPX, and a lot of people, like I said, we'll talk about DPX later on, but through DPX, I wanted to share my story to let people know that it does not matter where you came from, if you're poor, if people are picking on you, if you have a mindset that you're not going to allow anybody, okay, to take your dream away from you, that you will achieve anything. And it starts young. It starts with the children. It starts with young people, instilling in their head that they can do anything, they can accomplish anything, and it does not matter what's around them. It doesn't matter if they're not the best student. It doesn't matter any of all that. What matters is that you have a dream and that you put a plan together to achieve your dream. That's what it is. In a nutshell, you teach a child at 4, 5, 6, 7 years old that they can be a doctor if they want to be a doctor. And from the day that they're 6, 7 years old, you instill in their head that they're going to be a doctor. They're going to have the confidence to be a doctor. You're going to start planning for what it's going to take to become a doctor. They're going to be a doctor. That's it. Bottom line. I don't care if they grew up in a village in Africa, or they grew up in the mean streets of LA or New York, or Dallas or Chicago. It does not matter. What matters is teaching children, teaching young people, teaching adults to go for their dreams, take chances. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to travel the world, and I'm going to spread, this confidence that I have. I'm going to motivate people and challenge people to achieve their dreams. Now, here's the thing. I can't achieve your dreams for you. All I can do is give you kind of an avenue, an example, a regular guy coming in and put my arms around you and say, look, here it is. All right. No excuses. Take all the excuses of the world, take them all away. I don't care that you don't have money, that you can't afford to go to school. I don't care about any of that stuff, meaning that I care, but that should not be an excuse. You have to do when I was 8 years old, I used to sell newspapers at the train station. Okay. That was one of the things that I did to make money. No excuse. At 8 years old. No lie. I've told the story a few times, I used to take the newspapers I used to grab 30 newspapers out of the machine. This is 1974, I think. Okay? I'll tell you how old I am. I'd take 30 newspapers, pull them out of the machine. I'd put 10 cents in. It cost 10 cents to get one paper, but I'd take 30 papers out. And then what I would do is I would sell the papers. I would take the newspapers and I would sell them. And some people would give me 10 cents. But most people would give me 25 cents, which was a big deal. Some people would give me 50 cents. I had a regular guy give me 50 cents. So that's 4 times what that paper's worth. All I needed was $3 when it was all said and done after I sold the papers, and that paid for the papers. And then I kept whatever's left over. And by the time, usually when I would sell papers, what would happen is that I would end up with, like, say, an extra $3. Usually it's no less than $5 I would make. So I'd make $2. Now, you got to understand, you think $2 is no big deal. $2 in 74, you know, that's like $20 or $15 here, you know, nowadays, $10. You know, it was a lot of money for an 8-year-old. Now, here's the funny story. This is the catch. The guy who put the newspapers into the machine came one day and watched me do this, okay? Because he couldn't understand why this one machine was selling out every day that I was there. So he watched me, and he saw that I could sell his papers, so he offered me a job at 8 years old selling his papers before I went to school. And he paid me $3 because he knew that I was going to I would sell his papers, and then he would sell more. So I'd sell all his papers, all of them, and he'd come back and restock them, and he'd make more money on those. So he gave me $3, and then I kept the tip. I ended up making like $10 sometimes a day, which was unbelievable. Okay? So that's what I'm saying, guys. Listen. No excuses whatsoever. So my reason for leaving, I want to tell these stories. I have so many stories about my life and how it can help, you know, with motivation, give people hope. Because, you know, I often say this. I've said this a million times. Hope is only what you can't control. So when you say hope, I hope this. Only say, I hope it don't rain. That's what I want you to say. Because you can't control the rain. I hope my boyfriend doesn't cheat on me. Because you can't control that. But don't tell me, I hope I'm not going to be wealthy. I hope that I'm not going to be able to get the education. I hope I'm going to get the education. You can get it. Okay? But you have to have a plan to get it. You gotta have a plan. I've said that time after time after time after time. So, Aaron Dante Uncharted is about traveling the world, motivating people to get out of their comfort zone. At any age, I don't care how old you are. If you're 59 like me, or you're 20, it does not matter. You should not be afraid to do whatever you've been thinking about, you've been dreaming about, and not let anybody, the naysayers, the killjoys, taking your joy. Don't let them take your joy, family. Don't do it. I've seen it. I've seen so many dreams crushed because they allowed killjoys to take their passion. Don't let it happen. Okay? Don't. You're amazing. You got to tell yourself and have the confidence that you're amazing, that you can do anything that you want to do. And then do it. So, family, what I need you guys to do, please, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to support my DPX dream. And I'm going to talk about DPX more and more and more and more and more. Because DPX, Dream, Plan, Execute, is me. It is how Aaron Dante got here. It's how I was able to be the person or start this amazing business that I have right now that I'm about to give to my family and the employees and everything else so I can retire. It's about DPX. And that's why I'm leaving the United States. That's why I'm leaving and traveling and touching people, and I can't wait for you guys to see what I have planned. I just can't wait. Family, thank you so much for listening to me. If you listen to me this far, wow. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And have an amazing day. I love you guys.